everybody. I hope I'm not on stage just because I'm a sponsor, but that I can tell you something interesting about what we've been doing. So as a quick intro, Anglo-Gulf Trade Bank is a digital-only or digital-first corporate bank headquartered and built from scratch right here in Abu Dhabi global market. So we're a homegrown digital project. We have launched, we have our full Category 1 license as of a couple of months ago, and we're off to the races. And being homegrown, we are part of the ecosystem that you see out there, the ecosystem that the AGGM and Abu Dhabi are building from scratch right now. And we're passionate believers in this ecosystem, in where it is today, and we want to be a part of growing it. And the video that's about to be shown is really the summary of our first step in helping to grow that ecosystem. So, please.
So, you've got your commercial license from Abu Dhabi Global Market. Congratulations! You're now ready to take on the world. But first things first, you'll need to open a corporate bank account. And thanks to Anglo-Gulf Trade Bank, this process is easier than ever. AGTB now offers qualified AGGM licensed companies fast and easy access to apply for essential banking services through the AGGM client portal. Through the magic of data connectivity, we'll pre-populate your account opening forms with basic information that you've already shared with AGGM, giving you an easy start. We'll even receive documents you already provided in your incorporation process automatically, saving you time and a couple of extra clicks. Just let our secure, state-of-the-art application programming interface smooth the way. How awesome is that? AGTB, making business easier by reimagining possibilities through digital integration.
Thank you very much. So to summarize the video, what did we do? Our purpose, AGTB's purpose, is make business easier. We exist because we want to bring the ease and the intuition of retail banking and increasingly SME banking to corporate banking. And for us, collaboration is a core value that we applied in this particular example to working with AGGM, specifically the regulatory authority. What we've done is we've taken their KYC registry, their online KYC repository, and we've made that the centralized KYC repository that can be used by AGTB and potentially other institutions to make this what is a very painful and time-consuming process of opening a simple bank account now is seamless and takes days or hours rather than weeks and months. Now, this is very, very powerful. If you listen to the stories of entities, companies coming to the AGGM, coming to other free zones, and wanting to do business, it often takes them 3-4 months to get a simple account into which they can deposit their funds and start paying out salaries, bills, etc. This is something that needed to change, and we set out to change that in collaboration with AGGM. And really, the core of this conversation, the core of what I want to say is collaboration not only with software vendors, not only with other partners, but with the regulator is absolutely key to making an ecosystem a success. And we are launching in November this product where any qualified entity that gets a license from AGGM is able to seamlessly, at the click of a button, exchange all its information, including the underlying documents, with AGTB's online KYC systems in order to make the process of opening your bank account here in the UAE a matter of hours or days rather than months. Now, this is just the first step. By collaborating with ADGM. By collaborating with the regulator, AGTB is fundamentally reimagining how corporate banking services, starting with trade finance, are being delivered to our clients. Being a digital-first bank, all our solutions are platformized right from the beginning, the onboarding, all the way through to client execution, trade execution, and post-trade processing. As a result, we have a fundamentally different client service model that I hope you will be able to understand and bring companies to this platform. I also wanted to open up the floor for any questions. I don't like to just be on stage and talk about something in the abstract. So if there are any questions, there's a roving mic. But the key message that I want to leave you with is collaborating has to be with every single stakeholder in the ecosystem. And we have set an example, first in MENA, one of the first in the world, to leverage a regulator's centralized KYC repository to make opening bank accounts as simple as 1, 2, 3. Are there any questions? Are there? Over there.
Have you decided on minimum balance requirements or price entry point?
No, and so it's a very good question. We are catering for the companies coming in. We believe that we need to offer the service for any qualified company, and the qualifications are less to do with the minimum balance and the more to do with the type of entity. Now we can go into details as to the required compliance, but no minimum requirements. We want to enable companies to come to ADGM, to Abu Dhabi, and do business.
Good morning. First of all, congratulations. That's very exciting. I wanted to understand the suite of products that you are thinking offering in the first stage. Can you just elaborate a bit in terms of, you see your corporate bank, you have corporate credit cards, checking accounts, savings. Like, what was it that you're focusing on?
Again, a key question. In November, we're rolling out our online basic product. So, checking account, payments. Over the coming months, we will roll out on a continuous basis more and more functionality. Now, the beauty, I talked about collaborating with stakeholders. One of the key stakeholders are you, the clients. And we have built a bank, we have built the operating model and the team that works with clients to constantly evolve our products. We've been 2 years in the making. We've started business a few months ago. We're already evolving the products to specific client requests. And that evolution doesn't take many months. It doesn't take many committees. It happens on a monthly basis. The previous speaker put his money on Amazon, taken over. Amazon are able to do that because they've got thousands of POCs in the background. We're not going to get to that scale, but this constant evolution, continuous evolution is crucial. So yes to checking accounts, yes to savings accounts. Whatever you want, come and talk to us because we are evolving.
It looks fantastic and works fantastic, but have you considered how you get the updates, the KYC update going forward? Do you receive data from the governmental portal again and again? And how do you collect data which is not available but required on KYC?
3 good questions, and I promise I didn't plant any single one of them. Look, compliance is messy. Compliance is tough. And compliance has a lot of nuance on a case-by-case basis. So there is no magic solution. We are working with ADGM to ensure that the connectivity to their repository updates automatically. So it's not a one-off. It's not that the client. And if you think about it, this really goes to the core of the centralized concept. any update in one part of the network will lead to an update in any other part of the network. So yes to that. In terms of the additional information, it's on a case-by-case basis. Everything that the client has provided to one entity will be used to move the KYC process, the compliance and onboarding process as much as possible. Anything that is in addition will be requested. But we do that, again, because we've digitized and we've streamlined to the extent possible, that information gets processed in minutes and hours, automatic requests back to the client. Ultimately, we want to make business easier for these clients.
Hi. So one question that I have is, I understand that once a company is formed under the ADGM, they will get automatic access to create an account with you. But does that give them access to the credit products as well, along with just the deposits, or can at that point they only do deposits and make payments out of those accounts, or do they have access to lending, credit cards, and all the other credit products, basically?
In order to make the account opening process as simple as possible, we've made the account as simple as possible. So this is just your online current account. All subsequent products may require additional steps. And again, here is actually a very good example of how we wanted to make it easier for clients to begin. Now, if a client wants to do something more complicated, then chances are we'll probably need to have an additional set of documents, an additional conversation. But that is the later stage if the client needs that. We certainly are open to it. And as I said, we're rolling out products on a continuous basis.
Thank you. Ulda Serbs, UAE Central Bank. Can I just ask you to elaborate on the customer onboarding process? Assuming that you are the first point of contact, there's probably not going to be any information on the customer in the reference database, right? If no other bank has onboarded the customer before. So can you briefly tell us how you plan to go about that, given the fact that in the government databases you probably will only get the list of sanctioned persons, right? So you would still need to determine whether the person showing up at your office, digitally or not, is in line with your risk appetite. And that, of course, it cannot be done in an automated way, but that requires exercise of judgment, right?
Absolutely.
So exercise of judgment, however, can be timely. It can also take time. So we all want the customers to be on board quickly, but at the same time, we have to understand that exercise of judgment is a very important component in order not to get on board people we don't want here in Abu Dhabi, neither onshore nor offshore. So how do you make this balance between exercising judgment and actually, being quick and agile?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the emphasis in this product is the link between the ADGM KYC repository and AGTB. So this specific product we're rolling out in November actually already presupposes that the entity, including all of the components in terms of shareholders, UBOs, will have, or directors, will have been through one set of processes, which means that we will be leveraging information and running our own checks for a minimum product of just a online banking account, nothing else. All subsequent products will require additional checks. Absolutely, judgment needs to be taken. But my point to an earlier question, we wanted to really layer the due diligence process depending on the level of risk that we're taking on as a bank. And I'd hate to get too technical and for the audience, but what you get the key point, and I've got my CRO sitting 2 rows behind you. A lot of work has been spent on exactly that point. There is no easy solution, but again, by reducing the risk of the product itself, we strip down and we simplify as much as possible the onboarding process. Everything subsequently, less automation. But I'd love for more information to be made available in the UAE so that this kind of collaboration between ADGM and the bank can be done onshore with other banks contributing that information. I think I've run out of my allotted time. Really, I wanted to thank you for coming here, watching the video. And the last point I want to leave you with is, truly, there are better ways to do corporate banking to make business easier. And what you saw is hopefully the first step of something that you will hear much more of in the coming months and years, of what AGTB does here in Abu Dhabi. Thank you very much.